there, Facebook. It is Vanessa here again, your speaker, trainer, and coach from Live, Love, Give. And today I have a message coming to you, like always. But today's message is one all around frameworks. And predominantly what I want to talk to you guys about today is frameworks around my favorite topics, around personal development, human potential, human behavior, human relationship dynamics, all that sort of juicy stuff. And the message and the title for today is all about that, which is that frameworks are transitions for transformations. Okay, and this is also a message for all of us who can get fearful about not wanting to put ourselves in a box, right? So when we go into the realm of personal development, we do all these online tests and we fill in all these forms, and then it spits back at us who we are, and then we get scared because we're like, oh no, now I'm going to put myself in this box and then I'm limited and then I'm going to play small and I'm going to be stuck over here. Or we start getting into comparison mode and we start going, oh, I wish I was like that person or that person who were like that because I don't have that, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, and then we make these, these formats that are actually here to help us grow and expand. We make them kind of shut us off and limit us and play small. And so I want to kind of make sure that we can all utilize the power of different frameworks that are actually there to support us in our personal development and growth, and not get boxed in and not get limited by them. When we can identify and see them is exactly what I'm talking to you guys about today, which is as being the necessary transitions for your transformation. And a lot of people, I don't like usually going down this realm of religion too much because I don't feel like I've got enough experience, but I'm just going to express my opinion with my limited experience around, around religion per se. I do like to say that my religion is love, and that's what I like to practice. And I like things that take away boundaries, rules, and restrictions and actually are more encompassing. But that's been my limited experience, like I said, with religion. I did go to a Christian high school, so, I was immersed in Christianity and all sorts of things throughout my high school years. But I come from a very atheist, scientific-driven background. Now that I've got a little bit more awareness, I wouldn't actually call any of us really atheists, because you have to make a conscious decision that you decide that there's absolutely no higher power, and that is not at all what I believe. I'm very open to there being some higher level of intelligence, something much higher at play that I'm totally unaware of, and I think all of us are. And I think that sometimes our model of religion can be that framework, right, that can help us with our transformation and transition. And when I interviewed Dr. John Demartini, the more recent time that I interviewed him, I hope you guys have seen it. If not, I will link it up to my YouTube channel, that amazing interview. But I actually asked him about religion because I have a number of friends and different clients who have come from religious backgrounds and have, had to navigate the challenges of leaving that model behind and transitioning into something that feels more whole and more authentic to them. And I'm not saying that there's right or wrong. I'm just saying that we're all living our subjective experience, and whatever supports us on that journey is going to be helpful. But the way that Dr. John Demartini even spoke into religion, and also attending his breakthrough experience, there were some really interesting conversations that were going on with people who were particularly in the Eastern sort of philosophies. There were some people there who followed some pretty high up kind of gurus, and Demartini kind of just shut it down a little bit because he spoke into religion as being kind of a necessary stepping stone to getting access to something much higher. And it's kind of like personification of something that feels so abstract if you haven't gone through that journey of framework, that you just can't get your mind around it unless you go through the necessary transitional stages using whatever frameworks that is to kind of up level your next layer of ability to kind of up level your consciousness and be able to actually take it all in, because it gets more and more abstract the higher we go up our levels of consciousness. And so any frameworks that we learn, we need to be willing to let them go so that they can be our transitional points in our transformation. So what does that look like? It's what I do. So everything that I bring to anybody who comes into my programs or the masterclasses, even in my coaching, I go through different stages with everybody. So we start at a foundational base level of different frameworks that are going to help you get a general idea about who you are, about who other people are, about how to interact and engage. There's a lot of I can never spit this word out. Generalities. Oh my God. Please help me with my English today. It's broken. I haven't been doing any talking. You're my first conversation really of today. That's weird. So anyway, you guys know what I mean. But we need those different frameworks. Oh my gosh, I feel like I just lost all my intelligence. But we have to go through those frameworks and identify and understand them on the base level through generalizations. And then from that place, we can start to, when we've got that kind of base level understanding of ourselves, of others, whatever the framework is around. For me personally, when I'm teaching frameworks, it's always going to be around human potential, human behavior, relationship dynamics, success, all those sorts of things, around self-development. And also, yeah, like I said, like interacting and understanding not only the self, but other people and how to get the best out of each other. You know, so when we master that framework and that model and that level of understanding, we then need to be able to let that framework go and transition above and beyond it so that we can transform into the next level of our understanding and consciousness. And that's what I want us to be able to look at these frameworks with that kind of mindset, because when we learn something and we think it's just like awesome and that we make this huge transformation with it, we kind of can attach to it and think it's like everything. And when we get really attached to a certain framework, we can get boxed in by it, we can become limited by it, and therefore the framework starts to do more damage than good because it's preventing us from getting to a next level. But when we can come into a new framework and we can soak up all it's got to offer for us, and then we can understand that at some point we're going to transition beyond this, and that's the point. The framework is a stepping stone to get to a higher level of consciousness, not to stay stuck and rigid in it, but to actually up level our game, take the learnings that are, you know, really awesome, but then know that there's always a next layer. There's always a new level, and that's the beauty of it. And it's exactly why, you know, for the very first monthly masterclass, for you guys who are part of that, you know, that's why I took you through the 6 Human Needs by Tony Robbins and Chloe Mandanis. Why? Because it's a massive generalization as the population as a whole. And for me personally, that is what was my entry point into understanding myself and others at a much higher capacity than I did before I had any of those frameworks in play. And so I believe that is like a foundational framework to understand. And then, you know, tomorrow I'm doing the 2nd monthly masterclass. I'm going to take you guys through another framework of human potential, human authenticity, and relationship dynamics to up level above and beyond the 6 human needs. It's like that next layer. And that's what the masterclasses are all about. I'm continuously layering upon layering upon layering so that you guys can get access to what I believe and have had personal experience with being the most valuable tools in personal development. And I'm going to keep layering that next layer, and I never stop learning. So it just ain't ever going to end. And that's what I love about it, because I get to pass on what's most valuable, what's been most valuable to me, to you guys, and get to see you guys have that same sort of transformation and your own individual experience with it, and keep seeing you growing and progressing to your next level with those foundational pieces in play. But we've got to be able to view these frameworks as the transitions to our transformations and not get stuck and limited and boxed in by them. And know that with self-awareness comes your power and your absolute empowerment to make shifts, make changes, to see what's working, what's not working, to see the pathway forward for your personal development so that you can become a more rounded out whole individual who absolutely empowers their lives and consciously designs their life. And that's what it's all about. So I really want to dive in with you guys. If you're not part of the monthly masterclasses, oh my gosh, tomorrow, our second monthly masterclass. I hope to see you there live. I cannot wait to deliver this training for you guys. I've been really honing it. It's on my computer behind me. I'm like really trying to make sure that this is absolutely of the highest excellence that I can possibly deliver for you guys, because I want to get maximum value out of each and every one of you with this particular tool around harnessing the power of masculine and feminine energies for greater levels of self-empowerment, authenticity, and also attraction. So it's not only all about self-empowerment, it's also about relationship empowerment. You know, you guys have heard me say time and time again that the purpose of life is to love fully and be loved fully. So we need to master our relationships with ourselves and others, you know, and particularly this is going to focus in the second half of tomorrow's training. It's going to focus on really up-leveling the attraction and the intimacy and the passion, all of that great stuff in our relationships, in our intimate relationships, because at the end of the day, you know, what makes the difference between a friendship and a relationship is the intimacy, and that comes from the attraction. So we've got to be able to master it and empower ourselves, not only on the individual level, but also in our relationship dynamics. So can't wait to give you that live training tomorrow and see you guys and catch up with you guys, and anybody who wants access to it and you want to join me live and our amazing community and team. Definitely today's the day to register. Make sure that you click the link above, and I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. And let me check in. I've got Sam in the house, and Philippe, and Luke, and Melissa, and Huss, and Tanya. Awesome. And Sam, you're loving my hairdo. Thank you, my friend. And Gary's here, and Dave, and Jared's here, and Richard. You love frameworks. Me too, my friend. I cannot get enough of them, particularly around, like I said, human behavior, human potential, development, all that sort of juicy stuff, and particularly relationship dynamics as well. So love that, Richard. And Jodie's here, and Vanessa, yay, and Kelly, and Sam, I'm loving that you're loving today's topic, and Jolene, and Vanessa. Oh my God, that's exactly how I've been feeling today. Love it. I love that today's message is resonating with you, Vanessa, and I cannot wait to see you in the masterclass tomorrow. So cool. And Tahir's here, and Josie, and Nicole, and Sam. That's me too. My religion is love and compassion. I love that, Sam. Absolutely. And Sam, that was an amazing interview. Thank you. You're so welcome. And yeah, for anybody who hasn't seen the Dr. John Demartini interview that I did back in February, I'll definitely link it. I better write that down. I always forget. I always forget whenever we get on one of these Facebook Lives, and then it's not until like hours later that somebody reminds me, oh, where's that link? And so I've written it down on my notes. And thanks, Sam, and Gregory's here. Sorry, just shorten your name. And Bradley, and Stephanie, and Roland, and Tomislav, and Judy, and Darren. What's your best advice for a long-term relationship, and how did you start your relationship? All right, awesome. Darren, I love every day you're really into this relationship topic. My best advice for long-term relationship, well, it's kind of what I'm going to be going through in tomorrow's monthly masterclass in the second half, which is all around sustaining intimacy and attraction. Because at the end of the day, like I said, the only difference between a friendship and a long-term intimate relationship is intimacy. So we've got to know how to play with polarity. That's the dynamics between masculine and feminine energy, which keeps the attraction alive. And we don't want to just let that up to how things just constantly roll out in relationship. If you're not consciously aware at what's at play in your attraction, that's why people say, you know, it's kind of all downhill after the honeymoon period. It's because they don't understand masculine and feminine energies. They don't understand how to tap into it at play, and they don't know how to re-spark and reignite that attraction and that chemistry. And they just kind of let it kind of fall to the wayside because they don't understand that they have control if they choose to learn about it. So I would absolutely say that attraction is key, because that's what we need. That's what keeps us together. It's our similarities that make for an amazing friendship, but it's our differences that create that passion and that attraction. And we want both, so we've got to understand that. And also vision and alignment. So you've got to have alignment with an ultimate vision that you guys want to create, and also you've got to have a growth mindset. You've got to be willing to absolutely own and take responsibility for everything that's at play in your relationship, not blame. There's a very big difference between blame and taking responsibility, whether that's toward the self or toward the other. And also, that growth mindset, to be able to learn from every challenge and to have a great enough vision that really juices you and is full of growth and a level of contribution, which will create fulfillment, and you guys can do it as a team. And also, you got to make sure that you have your own self. You are whole as an individual. You're not reliant on somebody else to come in and fulfill a void that only you can truly fulfill. It's exactly why I've taken this last year to really just focus on myself and go no to intimate relationship right now, because I know I feel like I've gotten to a point right now where I'm actually very much open to it, and I feel ready to kind of go into that realm. But I hadn't for that last 12 months after leaving my nearly 5-year relationship at that point, which, I had to reestablish myself. And so I really think that relationship with self is probably the absolute number one determinant in terms of how successful an intimate relationship is going to be. But all those other things that I mentioned, and I could go on a whole tangent on that, are absolutely at play. And if you guys want to learn deeper and you want to really master attraction, I really encourage you to join the monthly masterclass today, because I'm doing the live training for exactly that tomorrow. And also working around masculine and feminine energies for self-empowerment, because we've got to begin there and then get into the intimate relationship and how we can utilize it for that relationship empowerment as well. Appreciate you being here as always, Darren. Thanks for showing up, and I love your question. And Helg is here, and Danvanti is here as well. And hello to you, Helg. I hope I'm saying your name right, but I can't wait to see you in the masterclasses tomorrow. I know you're part of the team, you superstar. And Elle's here, and Jussie, and Ram, and Tanya. Those frameworks, is that how you stop and overcome self-sabotage? Even when there's a structured plan in front of you to achieve a desired outcome, what's the headspace stopping, blocking someone taking the path for success? Oh, great question, Tanya. There is a myriad of reasons why, somebody self-sabotages. But at the end of the day, it's not necessarily the framework. The framework helps us get self-awareness and get clarity, direction moving forward. Where that self-sabotage comes into play is when we are kind of just shooting all over ourselves rather than getting inspired from within, trusting and believing in a better vision and the possibility of that outcome actually happening. But when we're not living in our values and we're not seeing how this thing is actually going to make a difference in our lives, and we're not seeing all of the advantages for moving in this structured way or following this framework, we're just going to term that self-sabotage. So we need to get clarity of vision, why we're doing it. You've got to ultimately understand and have clarity over what you're doing, why you're doing it, what it's going to cost you if you don't do it, who you've got to become in order to step into this new level of achievement that you're looking to move towards. And then we can get into the how-tos at the end of that, which is where most people start. They start to just go, this is what I want, this is the how-tos, get overwhelmed, self-sabotage, don't believe I can have it, lacking clarity, not making any shifts and changes. That's the kind of short way of answering your amazing question there, Tanya. But in terms of, having a better relationship with these frameworks, we need to understand them as transitions for our transformation, and self-sabotage as potentially moving in a direction that is not in alignment with who you really are and what you really value. And also it might be because you're lacking the clarity and the direction and you're in overwhelm because you're not seeing the true pathway forward, or you're really not seeing all the advantages and you don't have enough vision as to why you want to move in that direction. So you get stuck in meeting your needs in this moment rather than it for a future potential that you have real clarity over and real connection towards. Hope that answered your question, Tanya, and I cannot wait to see you tomorrow in the masterclasses either. And Kuno's here, and hello to you, Ram, and yes, generality. I still can't say that word. Don't put me on the spot again, Sam. And Jose, I think. And Ram, frameworks enable a holistic development. Absolutely. They're so good, you know, but we want to make sure that we're using them in a really healthy way and not using them against us to put ourselves in a box and feel limited. Actually use them to the point where it's time to transition out and transform to your next level and take on a whole new framework that can stack upon the last. Absolutely. Love that, Ram. And Vanessa, so the framework is like a baseline. It's a starting point for us and can be used to measure our growth. Absolutely. Spot on, Vanessa. And that's where the danger is, because some of us go, frameworks are everything. And that's the exact model of reality, when actually no, the frameworks are general rules that you can use for that baseline, like you're saying, and give us that kind of structure for our growth, and then be able to transition into a higher level framework. It's just exactly how our levels of consciousness work. We're constantly up leveling, and absolutely baseline for that next layer and developmental pathway. Absolutely, Vanessa. Exactly. And hello to you, Jamantis. Great to see you as always. And Sam, the framework that brought me into where I am won't take me into the next level of my up leveling and growth. You got it, my friend. So true. It's like it will take you from where you are to this level, but if you want to go beyond it, it's what's the next framework, and that's why I'm all about frameworks. I love that, Sam. Absolutely. And thanks, Mosen. I love having you here. And Elf, yay. Either we evolve or perish in our past. Boom. We must stay humble and give gratitude daily to the simple things in order to keep growing, learning, and filling ourselves with love. I love that, Elf, and so grateful for your words of wisdom as always, my friend. I always appreciate them, and I hope that you are doing amazingly well. And Sam, yay, so excited for second round. Can't wait. I can't wait either. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. And Randy, you're loving the hair too. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. And George, hi Vanessa, I'm looking forward to progressing as a person and mental fortitude. I appreciate your words and practice every day and wish the best for you and everyone on here. George, you're a superstar. Thank you so much. I love having you part of our amazing community, my friend. And absolutely, progress equals happiness. So that's what we want to be doing. And anytime we're not feeling good, it's because we're not feeling that sense of personal progress in some way, shape, or form. And I so appreciate your appreciation, my friend, and grateful that you're finding value here. And thank you so much for being part of the community. I love it. And Richard's here. And Sam, how do you build up an attraction? You're going to be learning about that all tomorrow, Sam. I cannot wait to share that with you, all around masculine and feminine energies. It's exactly why, we don't have to be in heterosexual relationships in order to have attraction. It's exactly why, homosexual relationships, they might be man and man or woman and woman, but they still have the masculine and the feminine energy at play, and that's what makes for the attraction. So I can't wait to be sharing that and going deep with you and anybody who's in the masterclasses tomorrow. Sam, I love it. And Rohan and David and Sonula and loving it, Tanya and Phil's here and Gael, bonjour. And oh my gosh, I'm thinking about going to France. That's another story. I'll tell you guys later. But you just reminded me. I love it, Gael. And Emma's here and Terry and Ashley and Terry. Hi, Vanessa from Spain. Thanks for the power. Always, Terry. Appreciate you being here. And I love Spain. Such a beautiful part of the world. So, guys, that really is my message for you. I'm really hoping that it just helps you in terms of your personal development and growth to look at all the different frameworks as so powerful for where you are right now in order to get higher levels of self-awareness, but then be able to see them as the necessary transitions for your transformation, and don't get boxed in. Don't stay small and limited. Be willing to transition to that next level, and that next level through those different frameworks around whatever level, whatever area you're looking to progress. For me, it's always going to be around that human behavior, human development, human potential, and relationship dynamics. And that's what all the masterclasses are about. So I hope you're in them. And so much love for you, Sam. You're so welcome, my friend. Can't wait to see you guys tomorrow in the masterclass. And I'm signing off. As always, I'm sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you, to wherever you are in the world today. I really hope it's beautiful, amazing, extraordinary, all the most amazing things in the world for you guys. And I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. And for all my monthly masterclasses, Inner Circle peeps, I'll see you twice. I'll see you on the live, and I'll see you in class. Can't wait. Sending you guys all of my love, and I'll see you then.